right, everybody, you're riding with Nicholas from Pepper and Mint Off-Road, and Pepper looks a little different now. So we were up on the lease, or within a couple of months of being up on the lease for Pepper, and we decided to go on ahead and trade it in and get a new vehicle. So I don't know if you can tell by the view, but we are in a 2021 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. So huge upgrade for me. It's pretty overwhelming, to be perfectly honest. It's something more than I've ever had. Like, I've got all this luxury and I've never had anything like that before. You know, heated seats, a heated steering wheel, all this other stuff that it's just not me. But basically what happened is we were at the dealership getting oil change done and doing some other things, and happened to see this one out on the floor, and it's all built up already, so I don't have to do anything to it. Pretty excited about that. So we're running on the Mopar lift right now, and they threw 37s on it, so pretty sweet little setup already. We don't have a winch for it yet, but we've owned it for a full 8 to 10 hours, something like that, and we've decided that since there was some snow coming in overnight, we would run up to the mountains and do a little snow bashing, see if we can have a little bit of fun. So we have Noelle and Mint right behind me, and then Catlin and Jack the Jeep right behind her. We're gonna head up there, see if we can play around a little bit, and hopefully not get stuck. But if we do, we've got those two vehicles to pull me out. And then, you know, we'll work on getting a winch and getting all the recovery gear that we need for this vehicle as we move forward. But super, super excited to get this thing out and test and see what it can do. My first time driving a Gladiator was yesterday, so it's a little different experience, and I am really excited. It gives me something a little different than the rest of the group, certainly a little different than the rest of the family. And it kind of feels good to have just something just a little different. So I got it all flexed up, and there was no rub. I probably could have gone a little bit more, but that's decent enough for me just to determine that there's no rub with this lift. So So now we'll make sure that Kitty makes it up that little flexi part. Shouldn't have any trouble. I think she's done this a couple of times, so. Yep, she made it. All right, we made it up and back down from the radio tower. So we've got some good pictures up there. So far, the Gladiator is performing flawlessly. It's a bit longer than the two-door, obviously, and just have to remember that when I'm going through things. But the long wheelbase isn't so bad. It's been really smooth, and it's just something to get used to as I'm going through the trees. You know, obviously it takes a little longer to get around things. Ended up where I could normally just kind of turn a corner and get around, completely turn around. I ended up having to do a 2-point turn. So it's not bad. It just is going to take a little getting used to, and I'll have to just be aware of my surroundings a little bit more. But overall, I really enjoy this vehicle. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to get it up on some trails, say up in Moab or Arizona. And yeah, definitely in Arizona. I think going up and hitting Sedona and re-tackling Broken Arrow with this thing is gonna be just a world of fun. And I think I'll go back up the Devil's Staircase and see how the long wheelbase helps with climbing the Devil's Staircase. That should be a lot of fun. Anyway, things are looking pretty good here. Doesn't look like there's any major snow drifts. Everything's just kind of just packed snow. So I don't expect that we're going to have any issues. It's going to be a nice quiet ride. All right, we got out of the ridgeline there and into the forest a little bit more on Switzerland Trail. Again, this is the west side, and we're getting into a little bit more snow. Up here, just a little ways, is where there's usually some good drifts if they've had a lot of snow and a lot of wind. There is a lot of wind, but not right where we're at, so I don't expect the drifts are going to be too heavy. But it is kind of pretty with the white ground, and there's a few tracks up here, but not too many. A lot of people walking up here, but not a lot of vehicle activity. So that's always nice to get up here and be one of the solo people up on the trail. In fact, we haven't had another vehicle out here with us at all. It's just been the three of us. This is perfect. This is the perfect vehicle. If you're waiting to determine if the Gladiator's right for you, and you're sort of a cross between the truck guy and the Jeep guy, the Gladiator's definitely right for you. If you're a Jeep purist, probably go get the two-door. But if you're looking for something that does both, this is definitely the right vehicle. Just as capable as a Wrangler, and I know the breakover angle isn't as great as the 2- or 4-door, but we kind of decided as a family that some of the harder trails that we did last year are not really what we were looking for again this year. So last year we did Spring Creek, and I ran it in the 2-door with 35s. It did fine. They, you know, had a little bit of trouble in the rock garden, but getting up the wall was simple. We had no problems doing that. And then, you know, really the only problem, there's a turn right before you get to the rock garden that's pretty well dug out, and I just kept banging my diff on that. The underbelly on the rock garden.
In the middle, so I could get all these great videos of Dad in the Gladiator. But probably wouldn't have been good to leave a kitty at the end either.
This will probably just cut it here. This will be just a short 4 or 5 minute video. Guess unless we have more fun in a little bit. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.